We meet every Monday for a deep meditation to move into connection with the greater source that runs through all of us. After each meditation, we share a powerful blessing giving segment, also known as Diksha, and this segment is not recorded. All are welcome to join us live or listen online. Welcome, everyone. It warms my heart tonight to welcome my dear sister and friend, Aria Kabiri. She and I have known each other for a decade or two. We worked together in the Goddess Circle for many years. We were the programmers and we had a sisterhood, and our other sister is here. Our other goddess gal is on the call tonight, Jan. And Aria is, well, when I met her, she was just completing her career being an RN and was moving into a new career of being, continuing her healthcare practitioner, but in a new direction. She started being a yoga teacher and then got certified to do Pilates and started a whole not school, but like a whole business providing those services for people and helping people with their bodies. And this woman just does not stop. I mean, she's got like every certification known to man, and she's got this yoga meditation certification, and she's teaching meditation and yoga at the Y, and as well as in her private practice. And she's helped a lot of people. And we are so grateful to you tonight, Aria, for leading us in a happiness and joy meditation. So with that, I say welcome, and I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Maureen. And thanks everybody for being here. I'm really excited about this. Is one of my favorite meditations, and it really resonates with me, especially in the world right now, and just also in our everyday life. There's how do we find joy? How do we find things in ourselves? What I do want to do, because I'm a movement teacher, and also because with movement, we get into our body. So I want to do a little bit of movement. But having said that, listen to yourself. If you don't want to move, you don't have to. You can just sit there, close your eyes and relax. But if you'd like to move, then you can do that. And you could either sit or stand. I'm just going to sit. And, um, and the directions that I'm giving you guys, like basically, you can do it, or you can just kind of, you can follow me, or you can follow yourself. So sitting up nice and tall, let's inhale, bring our head circles, and just kind of really go to the point that feels nice to you. If any of these does not feel nice, then don't do it. Inhaling one way and exhaling another. You might do circles. You may go reverse the circles and breathe. Really listen to your body and become very aware of your body, because as long as we're alive, we have this body. You may want to do figure eights and just a few yummy movements that feels good in your body right now. And then let's add the shoulders. So bring your shoulders up, back, and around. And again, listening to yourself. If the shoulders doesn't feel good, you want to stay with the neck, totally do that. And I think it's nice on Zoom because no one can see what we're doing. And moving the circles and then maybe reversing it and seeing how that feels. Just kind of making it really yummy. Perhaps moving one shoulder forward, the other back. Just what is your body telling you to do? And then bring your arms out and maybe work on your elbows, and just like what feels good to you, add the spine, and just kind of adding everything. You can close your eyes if you want, or you can look around. Just What is calling to you? What part of your body is saying, I need to move? And I need to just really get into these things and breathe. So notice your breath. Are you breathing or are you holding your breath? And notice your mind also. Is it telling you like, oh, this is too tight. I can't do this. This is hard. What am I doing? Just listen, say thank you, and let it go. Any emotions comes up, let that go too. And then slowly get a little bit slower with your movements until you kind of really still. And come into a still point when you're ready. So we're the meditation, like I was saying, it's finding joy and finding happiness. And how do we do that? How do we all have the capacity to awaken joy and happiness? And how do we do that? So that's a question to kind of reflect on as we do our meditation. And then is there a relationship between meditation and joy? Like, why are we even doing this? Why am I picking this topic? And then just reflecting without judgment, without being really kind to yourself. Are you happy now? What does happiness mean to you? Are you just here? And is there something else going on? And then just also thinking about some things that blocks happiness. And this is one of my favorite quotes that I'm going to quote from Buddha. He says, I would not be teaching this if happiness was not possible. And I love this quote because even if I'm not feeling good or miserable, I think about this. I think about, okay, happiness is possible. And then kind of talking about a little bit into like my yogic philosophy, which I love, that resonates with this, is there's two types of happiness. The first one is called moja, and the Pali word, which is an old ancient language of before Sanskrit of yoga. It's pamoja is happiness for a cause. It's worldly happiness. It's like if you have a really nice meal and you enjoy that. It's sitting watching the sunset. It's like all those yummy things, and it's wonderful to have that. But it's conditional, and it's experiential. It's sensing of the pleasures in our senses, and it is wonderful. As William Blake says, kiss the joy that flies by. So what happens when the sunset is done? Like I said, it's very conditional. And also we get into this position of, I will be happy if I'm financially well off. I will be happy if I lose weight or gain weight, or I'll be happy if I'm in a good relationship. And then just like also making things wrong, like, oh, there's something wrong, so I can't be happy. Then the next type of happiness is called sukha. And again, this is a Pali word, and this is happiness for no reason. And this is like a really cool type of happiness because it's freedom without being into anything, without wanting anything. It just makes you free. And another quote that I love, like finding all these beautiful quotes about happiness, it's from Dalai Lama. And he said, they have taken so much from me. They have taken the ability to worship the way we might. They have taken away parts of the culture. They have taken away text. They have destroyed so much. Why should I let them take away my happiness? And I think it's really beautiful. And also in the Tibetan culture, I lived in India in my high school years. And my senior year, I spent like a week in Dharamsala with monks and, really lived there. And you see them, they're really, even though they're refugees, it's not their country, there's a lot of problems. People are happy and content. It's just a very different environment. if you went there, you wouldn't think it's like a refugee camp. So part of that is their culture and the way Dalai Lama talks to them and tells them things. So this type of happiness is a happiness that we're not reaching for something. We're not saying like, oh, if I don't have this, if I don't have a beautiful house, I'm not going to be happy. If I'm not in the right weight, I'm not happy. We're just kind of content with it, because the first type of happiness, Pamoja, was a roller coaster up and down. I'm happy I have this wonderful food, but then my friend says something that I don't like. Now I'm unhappy. Now I'm happy. So this is more just like very calm. It's joyful, and it's nice. So this is, I think, a beautiful way to think of happiness and to bring that constant happiness into our lives. One of the beautiful Persian poets, my favorite poet in the world, is Hafiz, and he says, "What is the difference between your existence and that of a saint? The saint knows that the spiritual path is sublime chess game with God. And the beloved has just made such a fantastic move, and that the saint is now continually tripping over joy and bursting out in laughter and saying, 'I surrender.' Whereas, my dear, I'm afraid you still think you have 1,000 serious moves." So that's like beautifully said. I can't say anything more about that.
Just repeat the very last line. I couldn't quite hear it.
Whereas, my dear, I am afraid you still think you have 1,000 serious moves. So the saint surrenders and accepts his situation because that's what God gave him. Whereas, we're fighting. So some of the earlier questions that I was asking, how does meditation help with happiness? I mean, it's nice, all these stories and all these quotes are beautiful, but why are we here, and why did I pick this topic? Because the way meditation helps is we get into the present moments, and when we're in the present moment, we're happy. It's like we're okay right here. We're safe, comfortable for right now, instead of like thinking about something's wrong, or what am I going to do later, or what's going to happen tomorrow, or something happened this morning that upset me. Being really present and being here helps with this type of meditation, the Sukha meditation. We notice what's happening and we shift our attention to right now, and gladdening mind, turning towards happiness, and actually choosing happiness. And as Henry Nouveau says, joy does not happen to us. We have to choose joy and keep choosing it every day. And this is another quote I think about, especially when things bother me. I'm like, okay, that was really bad, that happened. I'm a human being, shitty things happen. Let me choose happiness. Let me choose joy. So let's do our meditation. There's some ways to do this. One is meditation, another is physical, that we kind of did a little bit, but if you're upset, go for a walk. It always helps. Do some yoga, because I'm a yoga teacher. I'm going to say that. Do golf, whatever. Meditate, and meditating with a smile, choosing happiness, choosing gratitude, gladdening the mind. All those things are really, really helpful. And prayers are very helpful in bringing us back into our happiness. And also another thing that's really important is small acts of kindness. Makes us glad, makes the person glad, and even someone that's observing becomes happy. And another one is taking in the good. like pausing. If something good happens, we just kind of overlook that. Just pausing and really noticing and being grateful. Okay, so that's kind of like a little bit about happiness. And one of the ways that I said was meditation. So let's practice that. And you can pick however you would like to be, whether you want to lie down, you want to sit, and whether you want to close your eyes or have a soft focus. Go ahead and do that. And then take a nice deep breath and really come into your body. And like I said, just a soft gaze or closing the eyes and starting with relaxing at the very top of the head, completely relaxing the head and coming into the present time right now, relaxing your forehead. And if you need to change at any point, feel free to do that. If you're sitting, just be really mindful of how you're doing it. Relaxing your forehead, the back of your head, relaxing the eyes, all the muscles around the eyes. There's a lot of muscles, and even the eyeballs. And then bringing your attention to your cheeks and really relaxing the cheeks, letting go of any tension that's there. Bringing your attention to your mouth, perhaps opening and closing the jaw if that helps. And then relaxing your jaw. We hold a lot of tension in the jaw. And then relaxing your tongue all the way from where it starts to the tip of the tongue. Bringing your awareness even to your ears and relaxing the sides of your heads, your ears. And if there's still any tension left, seeing if you can relax it just a little bit. And wherever you are is perfectly fine. And then bring your attention to the front of your neck and relax the front of your neck, the sides, the back of your neck, and even inside your throat. And just completely relax all of that. Then bringing your attention to the back of the head where the head inserts into the spine. There's a lot of little spines, and seeing if you can relax each and every spine, all the way from the top, going down your neck, your shoulders, upper back, mid-back, lower back, and relaxing even the spaces between the spine. And then bringing your awareness to all the little muscles that surround the spine and all the little nerves. And just like the tree has branches, we have branches of all the nerves that go to the rest of the body. Can we really relax all of those? And if there's still some tension, or there's certain areas that you're not feeling that I'm talking about, that's perfectly fine. And then bring your attention to your shoulders and relaxing the shoulders. There was a big piece of ice on your shoulders, letting that melt into water, into steam, and let that steam relax, going down your shoulders to your upper arms, to your elbows, forearms, your wrists, your hand. There's a lot that we hold in our hands. We just relax and let go. And wherever it is perfectly fine. And then taking that relaxation into the fingers and relaxing the fingers. And even the spaces between the fingers and letting all that go. And then bringing your attention to your chest area, noticing your heart. We hold a lot of tension in our heart and emotions, and we hold a lot of stuff there. Can we just let some of it go and kind of surrender, just like Hafiz says, like the saint, and just to surrender to what is here and now. And then relaxing even the lungs that constantly work 24/7 and let them be wherever they are and just relax. Bringing your attention to your diaphragm and letting the diaphragm relax. And now bringing your attention to your abdominal area. There's a lot that we hold in our abs. There's a lot of muscles that holds the abdominals together. Can we ask all those layers of the muscles to relax? And then inside the abdominals, the intestine, the large and the small, the gallbladder, the liver, the kidneys in our back. Can we relax all of those? And then bringing your awareness to your pelvis, the pelvic bowl. Our pelvis is like a bowl. And can we relax that? And even all the muscles that holds the hips together, that holds the pelvic floor, can we relax all of that and just let it be wherever it is? Then bringing your attention to your legs. That starts all the way from the pelvis, from the pelvic socket, relaxing the big bones of our legs. And then the muscles that surround it. The quads on top, the hamstrings in the back, the inside and the outside, and letting them all be supported. If you're on the floor, feeling it on the floor. If you're sitting in your chair, feeling how that's really supported. Bringing your attention to your knees and relaxing the knees. That's another area that can hold stress and tension. And just for now, can we let it all go? Bringing your attention to your calves, relaxing your calves and the shin in front, and even the bone that holds the lower legs together, letting all that relax and be. And then bringing your attention to your ankle. And there's a lot of little bones that hold the ankles together, letting go of the ankles and taking that relaxation to the top of the foot, to the sole of the foot, and even to the inside. There's a lot of muscles that holds our foot together, a lot of bones, nerves, and letting all that go. And then finally, into the toes. There's a lot of little bones that holds the toes. Can we let all of that go? And again, the muscles and the nerves. And from this space, either feeling your feet on the ground, or as you're lying down on the ground, feeling the ground, And perhaps, if it feels right to you, growing roots down into the ground and letting go of anything else from the top of your head to your shoulders, to your torso, to your hips, to your legs, all the way down into the ground. And your roots can be large, they can be small, they can be thick, they can be any color that you want. And just really letting anything that you need to let go. And then bringing up nourishment from the ground, just like a tree does, bringing that nourishment, whatever you need, into yourself and feeling that. So letting go and bringing nourishment in. And staying with that for just a little bit. And then bringing your attention to your breath. As you inhale, breathe in from the sky whatever you need to bring into your life right now. And then as you exhale, exhale what doesn't work for you, what's tense, what you don't need right now. Breathing in, you have all the sky, and beyond the sky, you have all the support and the safety that you need. And then exhaling, you again have all the support and the safety that you need. Exhaling whatever you don't need. So inhaling and exhaling and just staying with your breath, wherever it is. Noticing your breath, noticing the rhythm, if it's fast or slow, it's perfectly fine. Wherever you are is completely fine. And just being with that, noticing it. As you inhale and as you exhale. Noticing your breath, bringing your attention back to it over and over again. As we meditate, our mind wanders. So every time your mind wanders, bring it back to breath. And without judgment, breathing in and breathing out. And from this space, using our imagery, thinking about something really beautiful. Perhaps it's a beautiful scenery that you've really enjoyed. Or perhaps it's a really good friend that you're with. Or an animal. Or you're somewhere by yourself meditating that you really like. So bring into your mind something that really works for you. It can be something that has happened to you in real life, or it could be something imaginary. It can even be stepping into a picture or something. A movie that you really like, just something really beautiful that you're enjoying. And if nothing comes to your mind, that's completely fine too. Just stay with something pleasant. As you're in this scene, look at it like if it was a movie and you're stepping into the movie, so you're part of the scene. sense it in your body. If there's like a nice temperature, sense the temperature. If there's a breeze or the sunshine, or perhaps you like the snow and the rain, just really sense that temperature in your body. Something that's comfortable and beautiful and feels really nice. And then listen if there's any sounds that are really beautiful and nice. Perhaps you're hearing the sounds of the birds. Perhaps you're hearing the sounds of the leaves. Or maybe there's a beautiful music in the background. And whatever you're feeling, just really hear that. Or maybe it's the sound of your friend talking to you and telling you a wonderful story. Or perhaps the sound of your own voice. Or if you're a singer, if you're singing. Just really be with the sound. And enjoy it. And take it in. Every time your mind wanders, bring it back to that beautiful sound. And if you're in a place that has, something tasty, really taste that wonderful food. And just sense that in your mouth, and your tongue and lips. And notice as you're swallowing it. And just really be in that scene. And if you don't have something to taste, that's perfectly fine. You can stay with the temperature. You can stay with the sound. Whatever resonates with you. It's all perfectly fine. And your mind wanders. Bring it back to that taste, that sound, the temperature. And then with your next, you're going to visualize the scene that you're in. See the colors that are there, whether they're bright or muted, or it could be a sunset or a sunrise. Just really notice what is in your scene. Notice also the textures. What are the textures there? What are the shapes? And if you're looking at something, is it something stable and stationary like a rock? Or is it a flowy water? Or it's like clouds that are flowing? Just really noticing all of that. And if you're with a person, look at their face, look at their body. Notice how they're enjoying being with you and their smile. So really bringing yourself into the scene with the temperature, with the sounds, of the scenery, and seeing how happy you are here, and the happiness and the gladness of being here. And knowing that any time that you want, you can come back to the scene. You can come back to the space. And you can be present because you're the one that has created this. And then starting by taking some nice deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling, and really being in the scene. And then stepping out when you're ready, out of the scene and coming back into your meditation. And noticing, once you're in your meditation, noticing, being present, and mindful, and here. And that's the happiness that we were talking about. And that is the happiness that is constant, that's there, that's always, and that's something that you can choose, even during difficult times. Even as Dalai Lama said, he chooses happiness, even though all these things has happened to his country and his people. And he is a refugee, he still chooses happiness. So we all have a choice. And then take a nice deep inhale and really come into your body, feeling your body again from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. And start by moving your head, moving your shoulders, your hips, just really being kind and gentle with yourself. And taking some nice deep breaths. And then when you're ready, on your time, opening your eyes and coming back into this space. Take your time, but keep coming into this space. I don't have anything to ring. And once you're here, open your eyes and come into the present space with me. So thank you everyone for doing that meditation. I'd like to do a little bit of a reflection and see if anyone has questions, if anything came up for you. And if there was, sometimes when you do a meditation, sometimes our questions are answered. We had some questions in the beginning, like how to awaken joy, how to awaken happiness. Does meditation help? Are you happy now? Do you feel different than when you first came in? And anything else that comes up for you. So I'm going to be quiet and let you guys hand it over to you.
Well, I have to say that was for me, very dreamy and extremely relaxing. And I even drifted off a couple of times. I had to really focus. And so it was really lovely. And I
Thank
feel
you.
different. I just really needed that progressive body relax. And it was just really beautiful. And your voice sounded really great. So beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. And also drifting off is totally fine. Sometimes that's what we need. So
Yeah,
when
I
people,
drifted off. I drifted off too. I thought, oh my goodness, I drifted off and it was very calming, very relaxing. And normally I don't drift off, but I had to catch myself a couple of times. So that's good.
Good.
It's very
Yeah,
nice, Aria. Very nice. Thank you. Very nice.
you're very welcome.
Thank you, yeah.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
very
and if you
soothing
drift
voice.
off, that's, again, I'm going to say that's completely fine. There's no judgment. Can we be kind to ourselves? I mean, I teach at the Y, a yoga and meditation. It's an hour and a half, and sometimes I have to wake people up.
Yeah, I think it felt wonderful to flow the breath slowly through the body and towards the end, like the roots, like moving from the body into the earth, and then that helps to sort of like place you in the place that you said we should go, that wonderful place, and attaching to the space and the earth around us, expanding out around us, not being within the body, and that's where we find that beautiful space.
Yeah, thank you, David. David is my meditation buddy, so maybe he'll do a meditation for us here too one day.
Yeah, David, you're invited.
Sure.
Not to put you on the spot, but
Absolutely.
What-
I would love to do that.
he does beautiful meditation, so that's why I said that.
Well, kiss the joy that flies by, everyone. I'm going to stop the recording as we transition ourselves towards the blessing giving segment tonight. Thank you for joining in on these free meditations. If you're interested in working with Maurine privately, learn more at headtoyourheart.com.